Ejaik's anger flared. You should leave if you can't cope with taking care of Mama. I'm done with these accusations. Heartbroken, Martha stared at him. You're choosing her over me. Ejaik and Martha had been married for 4 years without a child. Their marriage, otherwise happy and loving, was marred by the constant pressure from Ejaik's mother, Mama Ejaik, who believed it was Martha's fault they had not yet conceived. Mama Ejaik frequently urged her son to take another wife, but Ejaik's love for Martha was unwavering. One evening, as Ejaik returned home from work, Martha greeted him with a radiant smile. Ejaik, I have wonderful news, she said, her eyes sparkling with joy. Ejaik raised an eyebrow, curious. What is it, my love? Martha took his hands in hers. I'm pregnant. Ejaik's face lit up with happiness. Are you serious? This is the best news I've heard in a long time. They embraced, their hearts filled with joy and relief. The news spread quickly, and the entire village celebrated with them. 9 months later, Martha gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, whom they named Chinedu. However, the joy was bittersweet. Martha's mother had passed away a year earlier, so it was Mama Ejaik who came for the traditional omogo, a practice where the mother-in-law, or a close female relative takes care of the new mother and baby. Mama Ejaik arrived with a stern expression, though she did her best to mask it in front of Ejaik. She doted on Chinedu, albeit with a critical eye, and often commented on Martha's appearance and abilities as a mother. One morning, only a few days after her arrival, Mama Ejaik suffered a stroke. She became bedridden, and her care fell to Martha, who now had to tend to both her newborn and her incapacitated mother-in-law. Mama, you need help. This is too much for me alone, Martha pleaded one evening. Mama Ejaik, feigning weakness, whispered, I don't need any help, and neither do you. You are the wife. It's your duty. When Ejaik returned home that night, Martha approached him. Ejaik, we need to hire someone to help with Mama. I can't do this alone. Ejaik sighed, looking tired. Mama says she doesn't need help. Besides, we can't afford extra expenses right now. Martha felt a pound of frustration but nodded. All right. I'll manage. Days turned into weeks, and Martha's burden grew heavier. Mama Ejaik, who appeared weak and silent in her son's presence, transformed into a tyrant when they were alone. You called that a meal? No wonder you're so fat, Mama Ejaik sneered one afternoon as Martha served her lunch. And that baby of yours is the ugliest child I've ever seen. Ejaik deserves better. Martha bit her lip, trying to hold back tears. She didn't dare respond, fearing the consequences. When Ejaik came home that evening, Martha mustered the courage to tell him. Ejaik, Mama said some very hurtful things today. She called Chinedu ugly and criticized my cooking. Ejaik frowned. Martha, Mama is sick. She wouldn't say such things. But she did, Martha insisted. Please, you have to believe me. Ejaik shook his head. I'm sure you're just stressed. Mama wouldn't hurt you like that. Feeling isolated and disbelieved, Martha decided to gather evidence. The next time Mama Ejaik started her verbal assault, Martha discreetly turned on the recorder on her phone. You think you can trap my son with this baby? You're nothing but a burden, Mama Ejaik hissed. Martha's hands trembled as she stopped the recording. That evening, she played the recording for Ejaik. Ejaik listened, his face growing darker with each passing second. Why would you do this, Martha? Instead of taking care of Mama, you're spying on her. Ejaik, I had to prove it to you. She's been tormenting me, Martha replied, her voice breaking. Ejaik's anger flared. You should leave if you can't cope with taking care of Mama. I'm done with these accusations. Heartbroken, Martha stared at him. You're choosing her over me. Ejike turned away. If you can't handle it, maybe you should leave. Martha felt as if her world was crumbling. She had always known Ejike to be a loving and understanding husband, but now he seemed like a stranger, blinded by his loyalty to his mother. The constant stress of caring for both Chinedu and Mama Ejike, coupled with the lack of support from Ejike, pushed her to her breaking point. One evening, as she was feeding Chinedu, Mama Ejike's voice cut through the air. You're not even fit to be a mother. That child would be better off without you. Martha couldn't hold back any longer. Enough, Mama. I've done everything I can to take care of you and Chinedu. Why do you treat me this way? Mama Ejike smirked. Because you're weak. You'll never be good enough for my son. With tears streaming down her face, Martha made a decision. She would leave if only for her own sanity and for Chinedu's well-being. She packed a small bag, took Chinedu in her arms, and left the house without looking back. She walked through the village, her heart heavy with sadness and fear. She didn't know where she would go, but she knew she couldn't stay in a place where she was constantly belittled and disrespected. As she walked, she remembered her friend Neka, who lived a few villages away. She decided to seek refuge there. Neka welcomed her with open arms. Martha, you can stay here as long as you need. You're safe here. Martha felt a wave of relief. Thank you, Neka. I don't know what I would have done without you. Living with Neka gave Martha the space and support she needed to recover from the emotional abuse she had endured. Neka helped her care for Chinedu and provided a shoulder to lean on. Slowly, Martha began to regain her strength and confidence. One day, while they were sitting outside, Neka turned to Martha. Have you thought about what you want to do next? Martha sighed. I don't know. I still love Ejike, but I can't go back to that environment. Neka nodded. You deserve to be treated with respect, Martha. Maybe it's time for Ejike to see that. Martha took Neka's words to heart. She decided to write Ejike a letter, explaining her feelings and the reasons for her departure. She poured her heart into the letter, hoping that Ejike would understand her perspective. When Ejike received the letter, he was taken aback. He had been so consumed by his mother's illness that he had failed to see the toll it was taking on Martha. He realized that he had been unfair and harsh towards her. With a heavy heart, he decided to visit her. Ejike arrived at Neka's house, looking anxious and remorseful. Martha, can we talk? Martha hesitated but agreed. They sat down together, and Ejike took a deep breath. Martha, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much you were suffering. I let my loyalty to my mother blind me to your pain. Martha looked at him, her eyes filled with tears. Ejike, I love you, but I can't go back to being treated that way. I need to know that you stand by me and support me. Ejike nodded, his voice earnest. I promise, Martha. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right. I want us to be a family. Ejike's apology was a turning point for their relationship. He arranged for a caregiver to look after Mama Ejike, ensuring that Martha wouldn't have to bear the burden alone. He also confronted his mother about her behavior, making it clear that he would not tolerate any more disrespect towards Martha. Mama, I love you, but Martha is my wife and the mother of my child. You need to respect her, Ejike said firmly. Mama Ejike, realizing that her son was serious, begrudgingly agreed to change her ways. With the new caregiver in place, Martha and Ejike began to rebuild their relationship. They attended counseling sessions together, learning to communicate better and to support each other through the challenges they faced. The village, seeing the efforts Ejike was making to support his wife, rallied around them. They offered help and encouragement, reinforcing the sense of community and family that had always been a part of their lives. Martha also took steps to heal from the trauma she had experienced. She joined a support group for new mothers, where she found solace and understanding from other women who had faced similar challenges. She also began to focus on her own well-being, taking time to rest and rejuvenate. As the months passed, Martha and Ejike grew closer than ever. They rediscovered the love and joy that had initially brought them together. Chinedu thrived, surrounded by the love and support of his parents and the community. One sunny afternoon, as they sat in their backyard, watching Chinedu play, Ejike took Martha's hand. "Thank you for giving me another chance, Martha. I promise to always stand by you." Martha smiled, her heart full of hope and gratitude. "And I promise to always stand by you, Ejike. Together, we can face anything." Their journey had been filled with trials and tribulations, but it had also brought them closer and made their love stronger. They had learned the importance of communication, support, and mutual respect. And as they looked to the future, they knew that they could overcome any obstacle as long as they faced it together. In the end, love and perseverance triumphed over adversity, proving that even in the darkest times, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow.